Every great city has a story. In just minutes, we'll trace its journey from humble beginnings to the powerhouse it is today. Sit back and relax.
Hey Sam, I'm curious about Melbourne. Can you give me the full scoop, its origins, etc.? Let's chat while we walk.
Yo, Alex, Melbourne's got a wild story. Let's start at the beginning. It all kicks off with the Kulin Nation, Wurundjeri, Boon Wurrung and Wathaurong peoples, living around Port Phillip Bay for like 30,000 years. They fished, hunted and gathered along the Yarra River, which they called Birrarung, meaning River of Mists. Fast forward to 1835, John Batman, a Tasmanian farmer, sails over and buys land from the Wurundjeri, though it was more like a treaty to pass through. That same year, John Pascoe Fawkner sets up a permanent settlement on the Yarra's north bank. That's Melbourne's birth.
So, it started with a shady deal? What was it called back then?
Yeah, the deal was sketchy. Colonial government called it illegal, but settlers kept coming. At first, some called it Dutigala or Batmania after Batman, but by 1837 it was named Melbourne after the British Prime Minister, William Lamb, 2nd Viscount Melbourne. The Aboriginal name, Naarm, still gets used by locals respecting the Kulin. It became a town in 1842, a city in 1847, and Victoria's capital when the colony split from New South Wales in 1851.
Nice. How did it grow from that tiny settlement? And what's the deal with the Yarra?
The Yarra River, Birrarung to the Kulin, was everything. It's 242 kilometres long, flowing from Mount Baw Baw to Port Phillip Bay. The Kulin fished and camped along it, and settlers used it for water and trade. Melbourne exploded in the 1850s when gold was found in Ballarat and Bendigo. The population jumped from 25,000 to 40,000 in months, hitting 700,000 by 1869. All that gold money built grand stone buildings and fueled a land boom. The city spread along the Yarra and Port Phillip Bay, with railways to Geelong and Bendigo by the 1870s. The Coode Canal was cut in 1883 to fix silting issues in the Yarra, making the port smoother for trade.
That's a crazy boom. What about population and ethnicity now?
Melbourne's massive now, about 5.2 million in the metro area as of 2021. It was Australia's fastest growing city for years, adding over 125,000 people between 2016 and 2017, though COVID slowed things down. It's super diverse, with 35.7% of folks born overseas. The 2021 census says 58.8% were born in Australia, with big groups from India at 5.1%, China at 3.6%, England at 2.7%, Vietnam at 2%, and New Zealand at 1.7%. You've got Italians in Carlton, Greeks in Oakley, Chinese in the CBD's Chinatown, and a growing South African community in suburbs like Frankston. About 43% have British or Irish ancestry, 28% Australian, and 18% Asian. The Aboriginal community is still here too, over 20,000 strong despite colonial displacement.
That's a real melting pot. Any famous Melburnians who made it big?
Tons. Cate Blanchett, born in 1969, is a global acting legend. Think Elizabeth and the Lord of the Rings. Chris Hemsworth, born 1983, is Thor himself. Musician Nick Cave, born 1957, brought that dark, poetic vibe to the world. And don't forget Tom Wills, born 1835, who helped invent Australian rules football in the 1850s, inspired partly by the Aboriginal game Marngrook. Melbourne's a creative hotspot.
Love that. What's Melbourne's vibe in the modern world?
It's Australia's cultural and sports capital, no question. It's got a diversified economy. Finance, tech, education, health and tourism are huge. It's home to big players like ANZ, BHP and Telstra. The city ranks 28th globally as a financial centre and was the world's most livable city for years in the 2010s. Its mix of Victorian architecture, like the Royal Exhibition Building, and modern skyscrapers gives it a unique look. Plus, it's got the world's largest tram system and a crazy, vibrant art scene. Street art, live music, theatre. It hosts global events like the Australian Open and Formula One Grand Prix, and its laneways are famous for food and culture.
Sounds like a cool mix. What are the big milestones in its history?
Here's the key stuff. 30,000 years ago, the Kulin nation lives around Port Phillip Bay. In 1803, Europeans discover the Yarra River. 1835, John Batman's Treaty and Fawkner's settlement found Melbourne. By 1837, it's named Melbourne and becomes a Crown settlement. 1851, Victoria becomes a separate colony and the gold rush starts. In 1852, the population triples as 75,000 arrive for gold. 1853, the Yan Yon Reservoir starts to supply water. In 1854, the Eureka Rebellion in Ballarat sparks workers' rights. By 1865, Melbourne overtakes Sydney as Australia's biggest city. 1901, it hosts Australia's Federation at the Royal Exhibition Building. In 1918, the Spanish flu kills 4,000 Victorians. 1934, the Shrine of Remembrance is built for the centenary. In the 1940s, World War II boosts the economy with American troops in town. 1956, Melbourne hosts the first Southern Hemisphere Olympics. 1973, the end of the White Australia policy brings Asian migration. From 1989 to 1992, there's an economic crash, then recovery under Kennett's reforms. In 2000, Docklands redevelopment starts and opens Colonial Stadium. 2006, the Eureka Tower becomes the tallest building. 2009, Black Saturday bushfires kill 180 around Melbourne. In 2019, the population hits 5 million. From 2020 to 2022, COVID lockdowns hit the economy hard. That's the big picture: gold, growth, and grit.
Epic timeline. Where should I eat in Melbourne today?
You're spoiled for choice. For something fancy, try a place in the CBD doing modern Australian. Think kangaroo tartare or native herb-crusted fish. For Italian, hit Lygon Street in Carlton. There's a classic spot with perfect pasta and tiramisu. Love Asian? Victoria Street in Richmond's got cheap banging Vietnamese pho and banh mi. For Middle Eastern, Sydney Road in Brunswick has killer Lebanese kebabs and baklava. St Kilda's Aitken Street is great for seafood or trendy cafes. And don't miss Queen Victoria Market for food stalls. Grab a hot jam donut or fresh oysters. Honestly, Melbourne's got every cuisine, often in cool laneways.
My stomach's growling. What about landmarks to check out?
Gotta see the Melbourne Cricket Ground. It's massive, built in 1853 and hosts footy and cricket. The Royal Exhibition Building, a UNESCO site from 1880, is a stunner for its Victorian vibe. Flinders Street Station is iconic. Meet under the clocks like locals do. The Shrine of Remembrance on St Kilda Road is a solemn war memorial with killer views. Federation Square is artsy and modern, right by the Yarra. And Eureka Tower has a skydeck for insane city views. The laneways like Hosier Lane are landmarks themselves for street art.
So much to see. What's the sports scene like?
Melbourne's the sports capital of the world, no joke. Australian rules football, or footy, was born here in 1858, and the AFL has 9 Melbourne teams like Collingwood and Hawthorn playing at the MCG or Docklands Stadium. Cricket's huge too. The MCG hosts the Boxing Day Test every year. Soccer's got Melbourne Victory and Melbourne City in the A-League. Melbourne Storm rules Rugby League. The Australian Open tennis at Melbourne Park is a global draw, and the Formula One Grand Prix roars through Albert Park. Plus, the Melbourne Cup horse race stops the nation. Rowing on the Yarra's big too. Lots of Olympians train there.
Damn, Melbourne's got it all. Anything else about its modern vibe?
It's a city that's chill but buzzing. The tram network and bike paths make it easy to get around. It's got a rep for unpredictable weather, 4 seasons in one day, but that adds character. COVID hit hard with lockdowns, and gentrification's a thing, but the city's bounced back with new apartments and vibrant suburbs. The cultural mix, Greek festivals, Chinese New Year, street art, makes it feel alive. It respects its indigenous roots while being a global hub. You feel the history, but also the future.
I'm sold. Let's plan a trip. Thanks, Sam.
No prob, Alex. Get ready for coffee, footy and laneways. Melbourne's waiting.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this journey through time, don't forget to like, share and subscribe for more city histories from around the world. Who knows, our next video might just be about your city. Stay tuned.